everybody, and welcome to Gamers Without Borders. It is Monday, March 7th, 2011. This is Test Zero, and with me is my good friend, the deleted Prime Evil from the end of Act 6 of Diablo 2, Oi from Pawpad Gaming.
Hello.
What was going to be your method of attack again?
What?
Oh, right. You're right. You were going to summon Ricky Gervais and Stephen Fry to fight for you. And with us today is Duke CT from Duke CT Lounge. How are we doing today?
Not much, just chilling.
Good?
For the record, I will kill you for that later.
Well, that's why you were chosen as a Prime Evil. That's what Prime Evils tend to do.
I have never played it, so I don't know.
Ah. Well, what else would something called a Prime Evil do?
Do something with dinosaurs?
Okay.
Sorry, that pause was hilarious just then. It's like, hang on, I think that's funny, but I don't know why.
Before this conversation gets any more nerdy, so let's
let's start the episode, shall we?
Well, we wanted to record yesterday, but things came up, so we're hastily recording today, as you can see. Unfortunately, if you're hoping to hear anecdotes from GDC, you will be sadly out of luck because none of us were able to go. But as a consolation prize, we do have news from GDC that we're going to discuss, specifically the Game Developer Choice Awards. After the commercialized clusterfuck that was Spike's Video Game Awards that has been going on for quite a while, which contains such categories as Best Dressed Assassin and Biggest Badass, interspersed with trailers for new games, the awards have devolved into little more than a popularity contest since it's voted on by fans through an online poll. And we all know how well that works out. But the GDC Awards are decided on by critics and other developers, so they actually know what they're talking about. Well,
in theory.
They tend to, yes.
Most of the time, you know.
It depends on if they've been paid off or not.
Yeah, well, they're game developers, so they don't make much. Their main choice, they kind of did overlap with the VGAs choosing Red Dead Redemption for a lot of their awards. Best audio, best game design.
The Game of the Year for both. I think it was, yes, both Game of the Year from Spike TV and to get GDC, and well-deserved, because I played both Red Dead Redemption and the DLC, and they're both fantastic, and really, even though it is a spaghetti western and such, and we've seen these stories before, but they really tell the story well. And this is something.
The thing that does bother me is I'm not quite sure what they mean by best original game. But because Red Dead Redemption is not the first in the series.
No, don't.
A lot of people don't know about Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah.
Which was also created by Rockstar and had.
It wasn't really created by Rockstar. It was made mostly. They bought the rights to it. It was made mostly by Capcom. So I think they just did the little touches. I think this is the real version is Red Dead Redemption and that sort of thing. And that's what I think they're really trying to push out. And honestly, last year I didn't see any. Only original game I heard of. And that really should have been an original game, which should have probably won was Minecraft, even though I think it was been an independent game, but still it was original.
Well, Minecraft just went into full release that last year, and it had been in like alpha and beta for like 2 years prior to that. And then they have like strongest heroes of all time at the VGAs. Master Chief, Samus Aran, and Marcus Phoenix. Whatever. We went into this in the last episode.
Yeah.
These are not, like, characters. But then they have a category, Best Zombie Game, that didn't even have any other nominees. It's just Undead Nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, screw Left Dead.
They had zombies in the Borderlands DLC.
Yeah.
Zombie Island of Dr. Ned.
I haven't played it in most of the games. I did play Under Nightmare and such, which is a very good game. I don't want to take away from Red Dead Redemption. The DLC Under Nightmare was a very good. Heck, I mean, you know, I haven't played it in a while, but I still enjoy myself playing it. I love the new features they have on it. It was a very, very good game, and you know, just a shame that they should put some things in here and everything else. And I really think that that really does look Spike TV game. I mean, that holds it back, but then it's better than the last couple years. I mean, remember in 2003, the game of the year of 2003 was Madden NFL 2004. So
Um,
yeah,
from what I recall, I do believe Madden 2004 marked a critical change in how the game worked. It was I'm not sure because one new one comes out every year. It's easy to lose track. But I remember one of them a few years ago. Actually, they came out with a somewhat new revolutionary type of game, type of system that worked with the game that actually adapted the game to your skill level, and that caused a lot of people to give it a higher rating than
yeah, but let's look at the games
previous games in the
they
series.
they put in here: Freedom Fighters, Vice
Wind
City,
Waker
Wind
versus
Waker,
Wind Waker.
New SOCOM 2, U.S. Navy SEALs, SX3, Star Wars Galaxies, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, which honestly I played the game. I really
I
do
yeah,
like it.
I have a let's fail going on of that game.
That's right. But Tony Hawk's Underground, which I own and I still love this game, by the way, Tony Hawk Underground, and I see that as more of a game of the year than 2000 than
Or
Madden.
hell, even Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, such a huge game that caused such a huge change in how we use and how we play video games and just everything about it. That would have been a more that would have been more notable than Madden NFL 2004.
And best animation, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, which
Oh, come on.
that's just yeah, thank you.
I can think of two reasons why they picked that.
And let's see, best. Let's look at this best game based from the movie. Let's see, Enter the
Enter the
Matrix.
Matrix, that wasn't even a good game.
Yeah. The thing is, they really tried with that. That's the one thing.
Well,
I really,
let's face it. There haven't exactly been any great movie game tie-ins, really.
hey, hey, hey,
I'm trying to think of the last
GoldenEye,
one I really liked.
Jeez.
GoldenEye. Let's see what else.
GoldenEye,
GoldenEye
yes.
007, I guess that would be the one for the N64.
There's some been others. There have been others game and such. I mean, I heard Kung Fu Panda. That one actually was pretty good. I heard they actually got like sevens and eights and such. I mean, there are there. You have to just have to look for
You have to dig a lot through a lot of shit, and
them. Yeah, but anyway though, it has gotten a lot better. I mean, you see, look at this. Um, let's see, best shooter. I don't really agree with this because I think Battlefield Bad Company 2. I played that and I played Bioshock 2 over Call of Duty Black Ops. I think I don't own the game, you know, but hey, Call of Duty has one big massive fan base. I get that. And look at the game developer stuff, which the one thing I don't really something like say best visual arts Limbo, which I agree with. Let's see, you gotta look for something else. Is you see best see what's best graphics God of War 3, which is true, but
yeah,
I think
God of War 3 does look amazing.
yes, but to me, um, you look at everything else, but I think as terms as graphics go, I think Heavy Rain's the one. Even though I haven't played it, but the way you look at it, the way they have everything else, like Indigo Prophecy and everything else, I think Heavy Rain was to me was a lot more um, pushing more of the labels of PS3 and the entire processor and everything
I
else.
find it interesting that Kirby's Epic Yarn was also in the running for best graphics,
Deserved,
and that was a Wii game, so
really deserved too. Really deserved.
that's really saying something about it.
Yeah, and that's really deserved because you look at it. I mean, I haven't. I just recently got an HD television. I play Kirby Epic Yarn. It's like wow. I mean, the graphics are just even though they're simplistic, they just catch your eye. It's really, really good. That's what I really think it is. Oh, and by the way, it's still as good, bad movie tie-in games. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a ripoff of River City Ransom, though.
But hey, it's a movie game, so I agree with that.
But it's a game based on a movie based on a comic book about video games,
and isn't
so
that
it
based on
kind
a
of comes full
webcomic as
circle.
well? Is it a
Yeah,
webcomic?
it was
And
originally a comic book.
yeah, craziness. And the one thing I want to get to, all this other stuff and looking at the Spike TV, and everything else is just To me, the really interesting is the best song in the game. You see Far and Away by Jose Gonzalez, which is actually listened to, is really good. But let's look at the nominees. You got Won't Back Down and okay, that. But look at the three of them are just some DJ and music games. Really?
Yeah,
It's like, come on, that's just really lazy.
that's yeah. In the previous year, well, they actually have it here as well. Best original score and then best song in the game. They actually saw this a couple years ago. They were talking about how they should change their soundtrack category to split best original soundtrack and best music games, best licensed soundtrack, because there are so many music games coming out that they kind of had to give best soundtrack to like Guitar Hero 2 because there's so many awesome songs on it, but they're all just licensed music.
Yeah, and everything else. And again, it's just there's so much other stuff they could have put in here. It's just like they could have put uh, you know,
Like any of the stuff from VVVVVV. That had some great music in it.
yes, I think there's a lot, and there's so much other games and stuff. I mean, heck, some of the songs from Kirby's Epic Yarn, or some of the stuff from like say BioShock 2, or heck, Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack. I mean, have
Yeah, the
anyone?
Galaxy soundtrack was also amazing. I'm sure.
Yes,
You played through that game.
yes,
Sorry.
You played through Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh yeah.
and what do you think of the soundtrack?
Oh, it's I downloaded it. Um,
Yeah, you see, it's just really that
I mean, the
good.
soundtrack on the first one was really good as well, but I actually like the second one better. I don't know why,
I
but
think
I
they
just
really,
find myself listening to more songs on the second one than on the first one.
yeah. I need to get that thing too, because honestly, I think that Spike TV has a good um
Well,
base. They
well,
have a
because
good base.
they're not basing it on anything else. It's basically
Too
just a
many
popularity
fan votes.
contest.
Um,
So I mean, when a game like Red Dead Redemption, I mean, Yahtzee said it best. Sometimes the collective is right for a reason, but sometimes they just like something like Halo Reach won over Mass Effect 2 for best Xbox 360 game.
well, deservedly better over than Fable 3, because I don't know why anyone plays that series.
Yeah, I've heard really bad things about Fable 3. I haven't even been that crazy about the first two Fable games, even though I bought them.
Yeah, I actually watched my brother actually play Fable 2, and he was actually forging his sword. And I looked and said, "Is this considered fun?" And he said, "Yeah, it is." I think he actually convinced himself that it's actually fun doing this like little mini game of him actually trying to wield his sword. I guess, ching, ching. I'm like, is this wow? And he makes money off this. And by the way, about Peter Molyneux, he gets the Lifetime Achievement Award, which I don't want.
Peter Molyneux has done some
Great
really
job.
amazing things,
You know,
but
the Fable series, he said it was going to change gaming. Which, come on.
it
I mean,
didn't. And then his the other game Spore, which was basically a full price minigame collection
yeah,
based
basically
on
it
other
was
popular selling games.
good versus evil, but with cute monsters and such. If you remember
It,
that,
it went it went from being a ripoff of Flow to being a ripoff of Civilization to being a ripoff of Sins of a Solar Empire.
yeah. But anyway, though, it's just I haven't looked at Alan Wake yet, which I will probably get to the next couple of weeks if things pan out.
I've played
But
Alan Wake. That's
oh,
Played
a
Alan Wake.
really good game, actually. I very much enjoyed it.
hmm yeah, but you see, let's look at other the stuff here. You know, there's one situation that not good, but one good right here is best let's see DLC. You look at these, you see the Merva's Den, Borderlands, The Secret Army of General Knox, Mass Effect 2, Lair, The Saddle Broker, and the winner was Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmare. I have Mass Effect 2, um, but I haven't gotten Lair or Saddle Broker yet, which I am going to get later on.
I've
But,
also played
it's,
that, and it's all right. It's fairly standard for DLC stuff on Mass Effect. It's pretty much more of the same, but it answers a
but
couple of questions.
if it's more of the same, it's still good.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take away from Borderlands 'cause I haven't played it. I probably won't be able to play it because I'm not really into. I'm just tired of like the desert type stuff. I'm still going on Fallout 3.
Borderlands is kind of a totally different sort of game than Fallout 3. It's a lot more action oriented,
I've,
a lot less methodical.
the way I've always compared Borderlands and Fallout 3 is that Fallout 3 is a first person shooter that you play that has RPG elements, whereas Borderlands is an RPG that you play as a shooter.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
the border.
just
If you're into the types of quick first-person shooter games, you will like Borderlands. It's not quite. It's a lot. It is definitely a lot more action-oriented than Fallout.
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Let's move on to the Wii sex game because I know that's probably going to sweep the Spike TV award somehow.
Um. Okay. Well, We Dare, an upcoming Wii game developed by Ubisoft, is marketed for swingers. That is to say, sexually promiscuous couples that don't only focus on their own partner. The funny thing is, the game has been rated PEGI 12 by the European Games Rating Board.
Peggy 12. Wow. So they just tell them that it's basically a sex game for swingers, and that's like okay, just let that thing go through. I mean,
They
I
said that while the game is intended for adults, they can only rate the content within the game, and the content within the game is merely suggestive.
yeah, well, I know. I just can't wait for the Fox News eventual updates. How this game is destroying the youth of America, and that sort of thing. Even though
I
it's
don't know what it's been rated in the U.S. I'm not sure it has a rating yet, but
is it even gonna come
I'm sure
out?
they're gonna give it a. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna give it a solid M. I mean,
Yeah, I just don't see it, man. I don't know if there was actually a swinger market here in
I
the
was gonna
United.
say, yeah,
I mean,
it makes. Why did they make the game to begin with? I mean, you kind of get the feeling it's almost like a joke game, a game they're
kind of
making
like
to see how far they can push it.
the Wii or the Wii P, what it was called.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
don't know
mean,
that.
there's a market for adult, mature type funny games. Leisure Suit Larry.
Well, I suppose as video games go, it is an untapped market. There's been a lot of games popping up in this generation that gets you off the couch. So I suppose it's only natural that they start having games that get you off the couch and into the bedroom.
Yeah, it's logical.
I don't know. Most people keep the Wii in their bedroom anyway.
Yeah.
Well, now you can totally make it into a more logical joke. Hey, how would you like to come back home and play with my Wii?
Yeah.
Dum-dum-dum. But anyway, like I say, I just hope that it doesn't get so too blasted. But then again, that's what they probably want, so they can more people.
It's developed by Ubisoft, so they make a lot of fairly high quality games, even if they do come out somewhat as shovelware, kind of like the We Dare game is seeming to be. It's just I don't think they're going to market it very highly, and I
But
guess they're just hoping for the controversy to get
yes,
to
sex
get it out
game
there.
equals comment. Yeah, it's gonna be just sex game, Fox News, profit. Yeah, that's what it is going to be. Like I said, I didn't know it's going to be just one huge market for it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like something on a level of say maybe it's going to get like some return, but I don't see it's going to be like something like say like get like a huge amount of sales or something like that. That sort of thing. That's just me.
Yeah, but if you look at other games that have been created towards swingers, like they have those sex board games, it doesn't seem like that big of a leap to go from like a board game about for like swingers and couples to go to a video game about it, because they have made games like the Xbox Live indie game Vibrator that you could just like control the vibration of the controller and stuff like that.
Right. They do make games for some pathetic stuff. I mean, I saw a game in my mag last month that was is a Wii DLC game, right, on the WiiWare, that's just a fireplace.
I saw that. Yeah, it's just a
Yes.
fireplace that you download it for like the holidays.
U-Log, Eggman. It's a U-Log simulator, and the people will buy it,
Yeah.
and it's money.
It's like you get all
Instant
the
money.
benefits of a fireplace without the heat.
Without the smell.
Yeah, I got
It's,
fireplace.
it's
You know, I had
They
a
actually,
pointless.
they
fire.
actually, they actually sell VHS tapes of that,
Yeah.
and they usually come with a little spray container of like smoke smell, of like fireplace smell.
There's actually it was actually I think it still does this. One of my the channels locally here in Washington D.C. actually has an entire at Christmas Day. There's actually like a Yule log thing of like 5 or 6, 7, 8 hours of them actually just showing a fireplace and just having like small like you can hear like Christmas songs in the background.
Yeah, yeah, they do that too here. They do it on like Christmas morning from like midnight to like 8 a.m.
And I'm
or like
like,
midnight to like 9 a.m. or something.
why do you watch that? I'm like, just
But
get a
you put
fireplace.
it on and you do other stuff. You put it on because it's for people who don't have a fireplace. We have a fireplace in the den. We also have a fireplace outside, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, you just put it on and it's just something to have there
Yeah.
as you're like doing presents or whatever. It's just a weird idea.
But hey, there's always a market for it. That's what I say. There's a market for it.
Hell, they have a flashlight app on the DSiWare.
Of course they do. I
You
honestly
turn
think
it on, and
it's
both screens turn white, and that's a flashlight. It's like 400 Wii points, or
yep,
400.
there it is. And I mean, that's probably a lot more. I guarantee if you go like in the iPhone, I guarantee there's apps on there that you just scratch your head and say, who would buy this much? But yet people do. Heck, I
They have
guarantee
they have
you.
the fart button app. You use an iPhone game. It's like 99. It's like an iPhone app. It's 99 cents. You press the button, and it makes a fart sound.
And I guarantee the person who do it is making bank because, well, people, are stupid and such, and they like the little fart humor. But that's what it
Exactly,
is. You just need
and
to find that
he
niche.
is making a lot of money on it.
Yeah, you gotta find that niche, and boom, you're making money. Like we're doing right now.
Yeah,
I
find your
wish.
niche. Find what your niche is. That leads to riches.
hmm and speaking of controversy, let's get into the.
Okay, well, on our final topic for this afternoon, it's been 12 years and the terms Columbine and first-person shooter are back in the same sentence. A group is working on a shooter built on Valve's source engine called School Shooter North American Tour 2012, which kind of fits right up there with super long video game titles. Which is a Half-Life 2 mod where the player assumes the role of a disgruntled student opening fire in a school. The creators are fully aware that their game will be controversial, and they don't care. Their aim is to make a fun and violent game that I guess will help satiate any real-life disgruntled students. They base the weapon loadouts on 4 real-world school shootings, including Columbine, Virginia Tech, and Sasebo, which happened in Japan. The creators aren't trying to make a political message with this. They just want to make a classic violent entertainment, and they think that it's high time someone actually make a first-person shooter based on Columbine. They don't count Danny Ledon's Super Columbine Massacre RPG because it was, quote, fucking boring.
It's an RPG. It's not supposed to be exciting.
Well, some
Oh,
RPGs
there's some are. I mean,
exciting, so,
Mario
yeah.
Well,
RPG.
not that kind of RPG, though, is it? It's a top-down RPG.
It's a top-down, it's
Old
Yeah,
school.
the
RPG.
RPG that just makes you wish, why am I doing this? And
Hmm?
I should be doing something different in my time. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I've played through it. It is pretty. It takes a while to get through the whole damn thing. Uh, I mean, I haven't played the mod that they're talking about, but I have seen video of it. And to be honest, I think the mod looks fucking boring. It just looks lazy. I maybe it was because I saw an unfinished build of it in the video, but the police are Combine. They're Combine forces
Hmm.
from Half-Life.
That's it? They're not going to change them?
I'm assuming they'll reskin it in the final release, but I mean, I guess that's just a placeholder. Here's the question: it's just, what's the fun of opening fire on people who can't fight back?
it is. It just
It's like
no.
it's like you're using God mode. If you continuously use God mode, it gets boring.
Exactly. And the
There's no
thing is,
credit. there's no threat of losing, and it just gets boring really fast.
I mean, if you want to be real that sick and everything else, why don't you just play a proper copy of GTA 3, 4, or what have you, and do the same thing with civilians and such? You get the same type of sick satisfaction and everything else. I mean, what's the point of doing this by just, I think they just want to get controversy and trying to be so, and everything else. We're not even trying to, push any boundaries. They just want to make a fun game, which is sad because
There's nothing wrong with trying to make a fun
I
game,
know,
but
but it just seems like we have stuff like this. Because remember, I want this. I want gaming to be like most people want it to be a true interactive medium that is like serious, respected as films, books, television, what have you, and stuff like this. Just they have an opportunity to do something great with it, but
yeah, it's like, I mean, well, if the developers are listening, just know this. If you take the time to learn the mod tools, you can make something interesting that's other than just a mindless and repetitive killing simulator like everybody says video games are. If you're going to do something wrong, at least do it right. I could respect making a violent and controversial video game, but I can't respect making a bad video game.
Yeah, right there. And I think, and by the way, long titles in video games, films, and movies should be banned because it's just complicated. I mean,
Star Wars: The Third Gatherer's Backstroke of the West.
or the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Why would they have to put all that in?
The Chronicles
Just,
of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
that's just medium along, but
Well, medium.
yeah, but honestly, the whole thing, they could have just shown us the assassination of Jesse James, which they already did anyway for the marketing campaign. They just said the assassination of Jesse James. That's it. That's all. Not just add the coward Robert Ford, which honestly, come on, no one wants to care about that. People want to talk about Jesse James, the person who killed him. Anyway, sorry about that, but it is. It's a horrible game. I guarantee you it will be a horrible game because it's just like you said, just God mode, someone just shooting everything else, and it's going to be boring with no challenge. Well, once you have
And
challenge, no.
yeah, it's like, I mean, if I could speak seriously for a minute, I mean, I can understand where they're coming from. I mean, and I can understand the kinds of people who would play this. I was tempted numerous times to try to get people try to get revenge on the people who picked on me in high school. Not even in high school, in middle school. High school was actually pretty good. Um, and I was learning BASIC, and I even made a video game that won Best Interactive Program at a district contest. Even if I could have programmed a game like this back then, I don't think I would have. I probably think I would have had more sense than that. But the point is, the people who want to open fire in their school likely have a specific list of people they want to kill. And so shooting up anonymous students in a video game that they have no grudge against probably won't do anything for them. If they think it's going to be cathartic, or just try to satiate them to stop them from actually doing it, they should be able to like upload pictures of the people that they don't like and have them appear in the game, the faces of the students in the game.
Wasn't that why the camera tool on Perfect Dark was cancelled?
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Mm.
I don't know if you remember that. They used to be able to plug in the Game Boy camera, and you take a picture of your face, and then you load it into Perfect Dark, and your face would be blasted on the character. And
that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but they ended up removing it because they didn't like the idea of 8-year-old children putting their face on it and then shooting each other.
Yeah, but hey, we have moved on from that. I mean, hopefully
they have better technology now. I'm surprised they haven't done that in recent stuff.
Yeah, now
you could be able to make a character with your own face, play with him in a shooter.
Yeah, and here's really the problem with this whole situation is like most of we keep saying is that it's not really moving forward. It's not moving the entire thing gaming forward. Just like he just we just want to make a game fun. Which what is fun about just shooting unarmed people? I mean, what's the point? If you want to do that, just play No Russian from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That sort of thing. It just seems like what's the point of killing unarmed civilians with no fight and everything else? and it's just downright mean. You know, just it's mean spirited. That's what this game um,
Yeah, I mean,
it's just
it's
mean
if you
spirited, and it doesn't deserve any type of protection or anything else. Just there's not really asking the questions. They're not really doing anything else. They're not making a game like 30 Days in Fallujah or something, which are talking about how the talking about the soldiers' experience there in the Iraq War or something like that. That gets banned and gets tossed away. But yeah, a game like this, getting maybe the people who, if they're actually listening from this, they need to step their game up. They have to look and say, maybe we should toss this away and actually do something to really ask the question of how they got to this point and how they do anything else. Have a game really look into the minds of these troubled children and such. That would be
exactly.
more
That was
interesting.
part of the reason I thought that Super Columbine Massacre was such a well done game, was because it actually did look into the minds of these kids. But this game is just killing. It's just you play a guy who's going into a school and killing other students until the police come, and then you start killing the police. And I guess you try to get a high score. Yeah, I guess that would work as like a a simple arcade game. But even if that sucks, I mean, if it doesn't keep score, or if it kept high score and like had an online leaderboard, yeah, I could see it kind of being an okay game because because it would be kind of like playing siege mode where you just see how far you can go. But if it's just a simple mod like this that's trying to be fun by being controversial, they need to try harder than that.
Exactly. They have to look and really look inside themselves, saying, why? Instead of just doing this whole thing about doing a mindless shooter, which again is something that's been overflooded in this market. Um, but they have to look at something, make it even better. Let's try to deconstruct it. Why are they acting this way? Why are they doing this? Instead of doing this whole, oh, it's so boring, or make it so hardcore and have them kill the innocent people, which is the easy way out. Why can't they be more proactive and take that hard route and actually make gaming into more of a interesting medium, more of a
Well,
um,
that can take effort. They may not want to put the effort forth into putting a psychological analysis or a storyline, but okay, even that aside, make it a good game. Make the combat itself fun. Give the characters a lot of interesting weapons to play with. Make it kind of a sandbox thing in that sense.
yeah, make
The,
something interesting to do.
yeah, even if it isn't psychologically interesting, you can at least make it engaging as a video game. As it stands now, if you're just killing unarmed civilians until the police come, what have you gained from that? What kind of fun have you had out of that, other than just your own psychological rage?
There's
Just
nothing.
if
There's absolutely nothing.
don't make it a crappy game. That's all I'm saying. Just don't make it a crappy game.
Hmm.
So then I guess we can finish up today by just once this siren goes by my window.
They're coming to get you, Tess. They're coming to get you.
There's a firehouse right down the street. Um, okay, so we can finish up today by just talking about the what games we've been playing recently. Oi, why don't you start since you've been kind of quiet?
Yes, I have. Sorry, long day. Yeah, I've been playing Pokemon Black, which came out on Friday.
Let me
Uh,
guess. Pokemon is you play a 12-year-old kid whose parents are for some reason fine with him leaving the house and gallivanting all over the world, trying to finish a Pokédex for some old guy, and
It's
an
not some
um,
attempt to
evil organization.
find a legendary Pokemon, become the strongest trainer in the world.
yeah, a few of the details are off, but I think that's mostly it.
Hmm.
I don't know. I've only got 2 badges so far, so I'll let you know how it goes.
How is it any different than the previous games?
Um, in terms of basic gameplay, it is pretty much the same. There have been a lot of nice cosmetic touches. For example, rather than the Pokemon just being a still sprite, they now have actual movement animations. They kind of sort of go through when you're selecting what to do,
Yay,
which is
welcome
a
to
nice
2000.
touch.
Yay,
Yes,
welcome to
yes,
2002.
yeah, yeah. They move as well, and yeah. But But there's also the tweaking of the leveling up system. In that, if say your Pokemon is at level 10 and you kill or faint a Pokemon at level 8, say you get 100 experience. But if you were at level 15 and you killed a Pokemon at level 8, you'd probably only get 50. And so this then sort of slows down your rate of leveling up. So you can't just have one powerhouse Pokemon like a lot of people have. So
Okay,
you have to.
so they kind of scale your leveling system.
Yes, the leveling system is now it's more scaled,
Hmm.
which is it's interesting because your Pokemon doesn't get such a high level. It means that you have to rely a lot more on um, your Pokemon's type, more so than you otherwise would. So it's trying to mix it up, but it's not really doing much. But they're trying. You can feel that they're trying. They just, I think they're kind of scared to tamper with the system too much
Yeah,
because it's a winning
because
system.
everybody loved Pokemon so much, they're just afraid to change anything about it.
And they're
Yeah,
making money. They're making money,
yeah.
so they're not
Because
gonna.
everybody buys the freaking game every time it comes
Well,
out.
And
I
the
mean,
car
even
and
though they
the
haven't changed the
DVD.
system, you can't deny that they're not good games.
Yeah, they're
They are,
Yeah, but
good.
they are always exactly the same.
yeah, but they're still good games. At the end of the day, they are solidly built RPGs.
Well, hey, as long as they keep making money, there's gonna be like a billion of them.
Yep.
But, just look at Mega Man or
Mm,
Call of Duty.
yeah.
And
Or Mario.
people complain about this stuff like all the Call of Duties and Halo games being exactly the same. Nintendo is not immune to that either.
Nope.
Duke, what about you?
Well, the question is, what games I have not been playing? I mean, I've been playing a little bit of my Xbox. I've been playing a little of NFL 2K5. I actually play on PS2. I play some
Okay,
Okami.
5?
Yeah, NFL
Wow.
2K5. I still have that.
Way behind the curve.
I've been playing. Let's see, with my Wii, I've been playing Musami, the Demon Blade, and some Mario RPG I just got from the Wii Virtual Store on the Xbox 360. I've been playing.
Boy refuses to play Super Mario RPG.
Oh, I love
I
that
just
game.
haven't got. Look, I got so many other games to play on. I'll get around to it eventually.
Hopefully, it's a great
Well,
game.
he's softened a bit. He used to say, "No, I'll never play it." Now he's saying, "I'll
Well, I
get
only
around
ever said that
to
to
it."
piss you off, so you know.
And on the 360, I finished Bulletstorm, which I'm just gonna get on the multiplayer and stuff, going to Echoes and everything. I just finished the single player on Bulletstorm, and getting back into more Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and basically that's it. Because I've been playing a lot of games and such, you know. Just going all around and doing homework and studying for class as well. So I'm pretty busy these days.
What have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Borderlands with my friend. We just finally made it to the Trash Coast. I beat the game on my own, but we've been playing it together as well whenever he comes over, and he's been liking the game a lot. We both found the exact same Iridian sniper rifle, the exact same one.
To be honest, I've played through that game several times. I've only ever found, I think, two Iridian weapons other than that one you always get from that McLeod character. I
Yeah,
never find them. I know they were supposed to be random. I just never seem to stumble across them.
they're random and very rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, in addition to that, I've also been playing Halo, the first Halo,
Well,
because
you've
I'm
been
trying
trying
to.
to play Halo.
I've been trying to play through it. I'm like halfway. I have like two more levels to do, and I'm like stuck right on in mission 9. And I am the game is well, I'm planning a review for it for Video Game Bunker, so expect controversy is what I'll say.
Oh,
Especially
don't
with the
worry, don't worry,
library.
no worries. Hey, if you hate the game, I hate the game as well. It's just a bland Doom clone, which I just can't stand, and the story just picks
Doom
up.
was fucking good. Doom had amazing level design compared to Halo.
Yes,
Especially the library, right?
the library, every freaking hallway
It's
looks
the
exactly
same.
the same,
Uh,
and then they
but-
have to go through 10 of the different hallways.
It is.
Yes.
It's actually easy to get lost in that bit because
Actually,
everything
it's
looks.
not. It's not. It's
Well, it's
not
easy
easy
to
to
get
get lost
confused.
because if you walk backwards, you see dead bodies. You know you've already gone this way, and it's just a single, complete, linear hallway the entire level.
It's also
Oh,
very,
that's
very
just
cool.
fun. I just can't wait for your review.
Oh man. Okay.
At least I
I
can
also
read.
recently got back into Diablo 2, because I discovered a hack to make the enemies like really, really strong. If you type in players 8, it acts as if you have 8 players in your party, even if you only have 1. So it makes the enemies like 6 times as powerful.
Mm.
I haven't
And
played that yet.
I
Which,
I
which
haven't
really
also
played that
should.
game.
which also increases the Did I get muted? What the hell?
No,
No,
you're there. I can hear
no,
you.
you were there. We just didn't hear.
Which also increases the quality of the
Rewards,
drops
yeah.
that the enemies give you.
Much like Borderlands.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
let's face it. Borderlands is basically
Diablo as a shooter.
Diablo as a first-person shooter, from what I've heard.
That-
I've never
that might
played
That might
Diablo.
be why we found so
I
many original
never
weapons,
liked
because we're playing a
Diablo, but
multiplayer. Well,
I played it. I just was not into the whole point click thing. It's just, yeah.
I wasn't sure I was
they had a
going
PS,
to, and
they
then
had
I
a
played
PS1 port of
Torchlight.
the original Diablo as well.
Hmm?
They had a PS1 port of the first Diablo as well.
Did they?
That worked. It worked well, compared to the fact that you don't have the point and click. But I think the point and click does actually work a lot better. Although I would like to be able to move the character using like the WASD keys and then be able to click, like, because sometimes you're running away, but you want to be able to shoot at the enemy, so you can like use the WASD keys to move and then click to shoot and then continue moving.
Mm.
One thing I also noticed is missing from Borderlands. I hope that they have this in Borderlands 2. I hope they make a Borderlands 2. I think they're going
Electric
to.
Boogaloo.
Borderlands was sold pretty well, didn't it?
I think
Yeah,
I
probably
remember
did.
reading on Wiki that they said the idea of Borderlands 2 is a no-brainer.
Well,
So,
if
yeah.
they do Borderlands 2, I want them to put an auto health button.
Yeah.
Because playing in multiplayer, you cannot pause. You cannot pause to go to your menu to use a health vial.
I
Yeah,
don't
well,
remember if they did. Or
hey.
not.
Well, honestly, they should do something. It'd be interesting. It should do something to get your health and everything else. Or an auto health, just in case in multiplayer. You just
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And just an auto health button. Just one of the buttons can be mapped to automatically to use a health vial if you have one.
Well, that's just that's just me. I'm not into Borderlands and such, but hopefully they do. Maybe I'll get into it later on this year or something. Yeah. Okay.
I guess we're quickly devolving into gaffes and one-liners. So
Yes.
I guess we can
It's
finish
time.
up for now.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
leave now. We should leave. At least we have some of our dignity intact, so we should leave now.
I think we lost our dignity as soon as we started recording.
I never had any dignity to lose.
True. Yeah.
I was saving that little bit of dignity before the next TNA show, so I could lose it there, but now I have to start
Yeah.
working to earn it again.
Dignity is very overrated.
Yes, it is. Dignity is quite overrated. If you have dignity, you don't do a lot of stuff.
Yes.
You don't do a lot of fun stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, until next time, this is Test Zero.
This is Oi.
Speak CT.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks.